Maybe I can reflect a little bit by maybe, thinking of, you mentioned lawyers who are dinosaurs, right? So count me in. I'm a but I wanted to reflect a little bit by giving a perspective on what I remember. So somebody mentioned patent searching and the technology and how it's advanced the ability to search patents, and examiners can deliver real high quality searches and examination and improve the quality. So my father, I think I mentioned before, my father was a U.S. patent attorney, and he started as an examiner a long time ago. And when he did a patent search, this was long before, forget about AI, it was long before we had any of the databases available. So a patent search involved going to the patent office. The documents, they were printed, and you actually had to go into the basement where they had a library. There was one person who knew where everything was located. So you'd say, I need to search patents related to pesticides or computers or whatever it is, and they'd point. And you'd go into an area of this of the basement, and you would take a box off of the shelf. They called it a shoe. I don't know if you remember that, but the boxes where the patents were stacked were called shoes. And you'd take a shoe off of it and you put it on a desk. And David, you remember this, I know. And you actually had to read the patents, right? So you had to read. So my father would sit for 3 days and he'd read them one after another, right? And then he'd write a report that maybe took another day. So now when we do a patent search, how long does it take? I thought a few seconds, maybe, right? You type in your query, you don't even have to type it in. You can do extract the language out of a research report or something else, and you put it into the AI patent search tool, whichever. There are a lot of them now. Some are good, some not so good. And in a minute, you get the results, right? So going from 3 or 4 days to results in a matter of minutes is, where we've come on this journey. But the journey brings with it, as Mona described, very, very, very well, challenges. And the thing that fascinates me the most with this discussion, and I'm really interested to hear from everybody, is, the fascination that AI can generate content. There's some sort of innovation to it. So whether it's an audio, a video, a painting, a report, a contract, a computer program, or whatever, that's AI generated, and maybe there's some contribution by a human to it, but we have a system right now based on the current case law that says no one owns it and there's no intellectual property rights to it. So this is the first time, I think, in history where content, innovation, some creative works have been generated. It's not owned by anybody, and there are no intellectual property rights in it.